Well, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I'm excited to do our second weekly data meeting together. And so with that being said, after our last weekly data meeting, you saw a 10% increase on standard IDT 501. What steps did you take to make that happen?
I think on the reteach lesson, just really stamping the key idea for students and allowing them to have like the extra practice time with just that one specific standard.
Cool, go ahead and write that down. So today I want to dive into standard PPV 301, which is recognize a clear intent of an author or narrator in a somewhat challenging passage, with question number 1. What do students need to be able to know or be able to do to show mastery? And you can take a minute to write that down. Know and do.
So they need to know the like 3 main purposes of inform, persuade, or entertain. And then to do, they need to be able to locate the evidence in the text to support their choice.
Yeah. The one thing that I would add on with like in addition to the standard is that like intent is the same thing as purpose. Great. So let's take a look at your exemplar response. What were the keys to an exemplar?
So understanding that the purpose was to inform, and then going back and understanding that the article contained statistics and facts from like reputable sources.
Great. So now let's take a look at the student exemplar. How does the student exemplar compare to the teacher exemplar?
I mean, Tanisha pretty much, I mean, it's not like eloquently written or anything, but she understood that it was to inform, and she saw that statistics were used and used that as her evidence.
Yeah, and I think to your point, the one point that I would like push is like that the statistics were from like a
reputable.
Thank you.
So that's
source.
In a future lesson is looking at
great
sources, so we can probably tie back into that.
That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so let's take 2 minutes now to look and identify what is the gaps between the student work and the exemplars.
So she got that it was to inform, but there's really no like clear rationale. It shows that she doesn't comprehend what the text was about, because she said like the purpose of the article is talking about staying calm, and that's not actually what the article is about at all. And then she didn't give any evidence of like how she knew it was inform versus persuade.
Yep, and then sorry, I should there were some more
sorry.
examples. No, but you're gathering it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, those were all like understood it was inform and then missed the evidence.
Great. So let's think back to the standard, and I want you to fill in the blank for me. Students did not correctly explain the purpose because they were unable to
cite evidence for the text.
Yeah, and then the way I worded that was identify how the author shows intent or purpose from the text.
Rachel said to come up here to your office.
I just messaged her. I'm in a weekly data meeting, but can I come find you and like?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'll just message you.
Great, so sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
I was like, Rachel just said to come up here.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Yep. Sorry about that. Okay. Based off of your mastery, should we do guided discourse or model?
Probably a model.
Yeah, just because it was less than 60%. So I think we should use the same task. And what we should do now is spend 5 minutes to spar the script for the think aloud. One thing that I found and printed that I found was really helpful, and I think we could maybe use in the think aloud is this, and we can also, I can print it as a poster size for it too. Cool. Okay, so let's spend 5 minutes now and then we'll spar.
Where you put 80 book? So it's
Time's up.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's fine. I was trying to remember what language the like their
The
real books
mhm.
used. Because I think some of that is kind of like not the greatest, anyways. Yeah, because they didn't even say like anything about their sources really.
Yeah.
They just, I guess they said citations.
Mm.
So that would be a citation. Okay. Change it a little bit.
Let's go ahead and take some time to spar.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. One thing I really liked about yours was that you like went through the mindset of like reading the paragraph, which wasn't really where my brain went. My brain went straight to the question. So I think that's a really like good thinking step to give kiddos about like this is how like where my brain starts to go when I see bullet points and statistics. Cool.
Yeah, I think just like last time we did this, like yours plus mine really go
Yeah.
together really well. Because like you talked about reminding them of the like how do they know, persuade, inform, and entertain. Because I think like, I mean, we had kind of chatted about that in passing, like the actual lesson in the real book kind of missed that like stamp. So just reviewing that stamp with them first, and then going into the model of rating, and then going kind of back to where you went with using that to answer the question.
Yep, I agree. So now we're gonna practice.
Great.
Okay, so I'll give you like a minute or two if you need to like kind of gather where you'll start and where you wanna go with this. You have a lot of notes now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at question number 1. Question 1 asks me, what is the purpose of the article? Everyone mark your paper, make your papers match mine, circle the word purpose. When I see purpose, I should think about why did the author write this text? Let's review the 3 main purposes or intent of the author. The first one is to persuade. Everyone say persuade.
Persuade.
Say it again.
Persuade.
Great. To persuade, the author is trying to change my mind. I'm looking for opinions. The second intent is to inform. Everyone say inform.
Inform.
Again, we're inform.
Inform.
Great. When somebody is trying to inform, I'm looking for facts, statistics, or information. And the final purpose is entertain. Say entertain.
Entertain.
Again.
Entertain.
Great. Remember, entertain is like a feeling of happiness, sadness, joy. To figure out how the author shows the purpose, I'm going to scan and make some margin notes. Your paper needs to match mine. First, I'm reading paragraph 1, and I see 3 bullet points. Bullet points are lists of facts, so I'm going to make a margin note that says these are facts. Great. Next, the second paragraph, it says 89.4% of recent grads, 42.5% of surveyed employers. Those numbers are statistics, so I'm going to make another margin note. I see some statistics. And finally, towards the end of that paragraph, it says this information is according to the National Association of College Employers Job Outlook. They told me where they got their information, so that's a citation. So I'm also going to add a margin note that I found a citation. All right, I see facts, I see statistics, and I see citation. Everyone, what is the author's purpose? Go.
To inform.
Excellent. The 3 ways that I found out was I looked for facts, statistics, and citations in the article.
Great. So some things that I thought were really strong about that was I really liked how you said like, let's review, and then you had kids repeat it back to you. One thing that I would like maybe add if, to this task is like having a spot for them to jot it down. Like actually, like your quick definitions were really great. Have them jot those down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing that I think that we could do to like help kids make the connection is like, now it's like, what is the purpose? Have them, instead of like calling it out right away, have them turn and talk. Yep. And then ask them like, how do we know?
And ask them for that.
Yep. Great. So the next question is, when do we think we can add this in for reteach?
So I think we should be able to do it next Thursday,
Oh my gosh, the 6th, cool.
right?
Yep, so I'm gonna just put a comment.
Is there a quiz that day too, though? The vocab quiz?
That's the following week.
No.
Oh,
I think I have the vocab quiz for this day too.
got it. That would make sense.
But I think we should still have time for a quick
Yeah,
review because
I
those
think
quizzes
so.
don't take very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay, cool. I'll just make a note.
Okay.
And that'll be good because it's right before their interim assessment. And then I'm wondering, like, where do we think we can also spiral it in for review? I think you have like lots of options for this, but I'd love to hear what you think first.
I mean, obviously, like the 27th is
Mhm.
an open day to
Mhm.
review, and that's right before their like school-wide IA, which could be helpful.
I also think that like just one thing that you can do in those small, like, or in the whole group lessons is every day like asking, what is the purpose of this text?
Yeah,
And
it
getting-
looks like it spirals back naturally right there too, because it talks about author's point of view.
And so maybe the exit ticket this day is also a PPV exit ticket.
Yeah, and that will be good because the text for these is when they read A Raisin in the Sun, and it's one of like the few non-informative pieces
Yeah.
from their real books, because I would like that was part of the reason I think the lesson kind of sucked in the real book was it was all to inform. Those were all of the practices they had.
They
so I
really
think-
like Raisin in the Sun too.
Good.
Yeah.
I figured they would.
Yeah.
None of them had heard of it.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we get to read this, and they looked at me like,
You had 7 heads.
yeah. I was like, cool.
Yeah, they really liked it last year at least. And then the last thing is, for practice, I think that there should be like some, so you'll do this and model for kiddos and then have like a practice question. While you're circulating, what are the 2 things that you'll be looking for to monitor for students?
The first lap is just to see if they identified the correct purpose, and then the second lap would be to see how do they know they're citing the text correctly.
Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, do you need anything else from me?
Nope, thank you.
Thank you so much.